this entire section we are having can be recorded. Zoom allows us to record this entire session. So one advantage of using Zoom is that when there are problems with network, then we can record the sections and then later on share it on the student platform, so that students who were not able to, for whatever reason, had difficulties with their network, are still able to benefit from the lesson by the recorded version that we share on their platform. Now, but again, as I said, we understand the reality that our network challenges will make it difficult for people to zoom in and out. One of the first people to connect to the meeting today was Dominic Oklu, but I think he got bounced off. And since he got bounced off, I've been trying to reconnect him since, and he's been having difficulty connecting. It's the network challenges. So the reality is people will come in, people will go out and come back. And therefore, it is important that we don't lose the credibility of parents. And that is why I think that in addition to the Zoom, we need to go back to the Google Classroom and use it as supplementary to the Zoom. So that after every lesson, it is important for the teacher to then go to the Google Classroom, where we'll have to send all the students and put questions and comments that they want, they know, maybe small summary or whatever there, so that the students can then, so the Google Classroom becomes the medium to assess students, put questions there, load up students, get them working so that they can provide answers. Now, we've signed all our parents onto a WhatsApp platform now, so that if students are not pulling their weight, they are not doing their work, we can provide feedback to those parents. Let them know that, yes, your students are doing well, your students are not working. We can provide real-time feedback to them so they can keep their walls in check. So I believe that if we include Google Classroom, it allows for us to do that, to make sure we still have real-time interaction with students if we need to. We can deliver assignments and receive answers to those assignments. But then it has a lot less of the network challenges because it's more of text-based as opposed to video-based. And video, because it consumes a lot of data, video is a lot heavier. It's a lot more difficult to have consistent video interactions as we have now. So if we use both, I believe we are solving the problem, and it's more cost-effective. It allows us to deliver this product to our students. Now, what do we need to do to be a good Zoom teacher? And this is where it gets a bit complicated. As much as possible, we need a laptop or a desktop that is fitted with a camera. You need the instant camera because for the teacher, it is important that the students can see you as you are teaching. I'm not sure whether it's a deal breaker though, but somehow for you to connect to Zoom, you need a camera. The reason being that the reason why it's important to have a bigger device as opposed to the phone is that one, if you are the teacher, you are the host of the class. You will admit students in. When students want to ask questions, you are the one who will allow them to ask questions. With the phone, it is difficult to see because it's not a wide screen. It's difficult to be in full control of the meeting, to know who is at the back door wanting to be admitted into the class. As I'm talking to you, people who need to be connected, I'm connecting them. I can see those who are at the gate right now wanting to be connected. If anybody, once in a while, I'll go and check to see whether anybody has questions. I go back there, and then in this case, if you have questions, I'll go back there, and then I will allow you to answer your questions. So a wider screen works better if you are the host of the meeting, as opposed to the small phone device. With the phone also, because it gives you a narrow view, most people hold it as they attend the meeting, as they are the meeting. Here you are the teacher. So it makes it a little difficult. Besides, if you want to share a document, it also makes it a bit more difficult. If you are sharing the document, trying to scroll through, try to then be organized in your thought as you teach. So as much as possible, a laptop or a desktop fitted with a camera will be the best way, or some of the things that you will need in order to be successful as a Zoom teacher. Now, as I said, we need to start with a PowerPoint for each lesson. What you can do is to just have one long PowerPoint. The lesson, if it's 3 topics that you want to complete during this Zoom period, you do the bullets for all 3, you know, and then based on the day, you know what to project. Those are all things that you can do. But it is important that you are organized in that whatever visual aids you want to provide, Zoom allows you to do it. Because you can see me, if I would like you to see this book and to see what is on it, I just have to point and show it to you. That's all. So if there are visual aids, things that students need to see, just like you're in a classroom, you are able to do so. So as you start your class, whatever visual aids you need, it's important that you have it handy. As I said, you need to have excellent control of the class. And having a wider view allows you to have that excellent control of the class and reach out to the students and make sure that for the period that is allotted, you are productive and students gain everything as though they are in an actual classroom. So basically, those are some of the things that you need. For now, the PowerPoint and the laptop, those are the key things that are going to do. Of course, you're going to need data, and we'll talk about that later. When I made the smaller group, some discussions actually came as to, because initially we're going to start this class with only English, math, science, and then later we expanded. We may still do the same because they may be in a better position right now, already almost basically ready to get a class started now, and then the rest can be added on. But from interactions we had with parents, clearly they want to move forward now. The people want all the subjects, so that's why we are having this meeting now, so we can get all the subjects in and make sure that we are accommodating to their needs in this regard. So when it comes to data, couple of things we said. We said, well, certainly Zoom allows you to be wherever and deliver lessons to students. But what is important to me is you being able to do this in an environment where the network is good. It took Enamel about 30 minutes to get connected today. If you're the teacher and the students are waiting for you and you are struggling to enter, to even get a class started, that becomes a problem. That's a report to take to their parents, which doesn't help us. And therefore, as much as possible, we can get another box or 1 or 2 additional boxes to campus so that teachers are coming to campus and sit down and they connect to our 4G device here and make sure they have excellent network to deliver this. Of course, if they have the devices at home, they have 4G at home and they can use that, then we just have to talk about making sure we have consistent data in that allows them to deliver these lessons to students. So that is the other thing that may be important. The data is very important. The networks where you are is extremely important so that when students are struggling, at least the teacher has no struggles with the network. What do I need from you? Now, this is a school program, folks. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Desperate times call for desperate measures. We want to help our staff, and I believe this process will help the school, will help our staff. I need everybody to come on board with this, to commit to doing whatever it takes to making it possible. I didn't ask for COVID-19, neither did you. It was sprung on all of us by the Chinese. But what do? With the misfortune, there may be an opportunity here for everybody for this school. And therefore, I believe that instead of we looking at this, the glass half full or half empty, we rather need to look at it as a glass half full, so that we take advantage of the opportunities rather in this process. So commitment is important. Yes, it's going to take a while to learn fully about this thing. I'm going to need patience from you. I'm going to need that patience to make sure that we can be successful at delivering content by this medium. I'm going to need a great sense of professionalism. Look, I bet you a bunch of our parents, because they are skeptical, the first few classes, they are going to want to sit in those classes if they are available. They are going to want to see them and see what is going on. And teachers coming prepared with PowerPoint. These slides, when you see the slides that are prepared, one of the teachers suggested we have a more of the same slide that can run through. This can be a good template, a common template that every teacher can use. And then we only change the information. So I'll make this template available so that we are just changing the content in it. We are adapting this as the template that we use. Sonrise, Department of Online Classes. Okay. Parents will want to come in and see what is going on. You start your classes with a lesson overview. This class, this lesson, what do I want you to learn from it? What do I want students to learn from it? Straight to the point, lesson overview. You list out lesson overviews, and then you go into your lessons to the conclusion, and then you go back and revise the lesson overviews. I mean, great pedagogy. When you go through processes like this, parents will be impressed. They know there's professionalism involved in this. The teachers know what they are doing. They are serious about it. They are professional. And when that happens, they'll be very happy. And when they are happy, it is to our credit. So certainly, I'm going to need my teachers to be very professional. And the preparation starts now. Once we are going to do it, again, it's just a matter of, I'm not going to ask you to put all your notes in PowerPoint, no. But if for each lesson, it is 3 slides that you want to use, it could be as little as 3 slides, okay? Or 4 slides or 5 slides that you want to use. Just put the bullets in there. Make sure you cover the lessons. And then if there are questions, rhetorical questions you want to ask, you can put the questions in there for them to respond right there. And again, you have the flexibility to do many different things with this. So I'm going to need my staff to be very professional in this process to make sure that when parents chance on this or see through, they are impressed by the quality of the delivery, the quality of content that we are delivering to our students. All right, thank you very much for now. Let me pause here, especially for those who are I'm interacting with for the first time on this. If you have questions, all what you have to do is raise your hand first, and then we'll call you, and you just have to unmute yourself and then ask your questions. Andy, I think I saw your hand first. So if you have a question, please ask the question, and then we'll take it from there. Andy, you have the floor. Unmute yourself.
Hello, boss.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I want to know how long a class will be, how many minutes, how many hours we can prepare our lessons
Accordingly.
based on the time allocated. Yes.
Richard, do you want to answer that?
Yes, boss. So a period will last for 90 minutes, just like we do in the regular schools period. The timetable I'm preparing, a day will have just 4 subjects a day. starting from 8 a.m. in the morning all the way to 4 p.m. in the evening. But we will allowing for about 10 between 10 and 15 minutes prior to the start of every class, so that you use that time to admit students into the class. So for instance, if the class starts at 8 a.m. in the morning, you, the teacher, will have to be online around 7:45, 7:50, so that you can admit all the students that will be, waiting to be admitted into the class, so that right at 8 a.m. you begin the class. So basically, that is it. A period will be for 90 minutes.
Okay. So Richard.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but yes, I understand. But my problem is this: since the students are aware that a class, for example, starts around 8 o'clock, I'm quite sure that is when they will start coming online. And so it will take us some maybe 10 to 20 minutes before we can admit them, which means in actual fact, the class will start around 8:20 or so. So my suggestion is this: why don't we on a table, for example, if the class will start around 8 o'clock, we can make it a timetable. Okay, it's around let's say 7 so that between that time and 8 o'clock, we can use that time to admit. So in the minds of our students, what they know is that we are going to start a class at 8, but we know that it's going to be started at they know that it's going to start at what 7:40,
So
but
Richard,
we know it will be
so
starting at what 8
Andy,
o'clock. So that within that to admit.
Andy, if I understand you correctly, you want us to make about 15 minutes adjustment allowance before the start of every class, but
Yes.
it should be part of the time allotted. So instead of 90 minutes, we should have 105 minutes. Is that right? So that the 15 minutes before is considered to be a time that you are getting organized, you are admitting people into the class, and etc. Correct?
Sure, boss. Sure.
Well, boss, two ways we can do this. I believe it's about communication. We can communicate to the parents or to the students through the parents that if the class, yes, on the timetable it is 8 a.m., but by 7:45 you have to be online. That's one way we can do that. Another way we can do that is, between all of us, we can agree that a period actually can last for 1 hour. I remember the last time you suggested 1 hour or 1.5 hours. We can agree on that, so that the period from 8 a.m. to 9:30, in our minds, we know that actual classes should start around 8:15. Worst case scenario, 8:30, so that the effective instructional period is just an hour. We can also do that.
Or 1 hour 15 minutes.
Sure.
All right. So Rick,
Okay, boss, let me, boss.
Yes.
Let me just briefly take you and the rest of us through what I've been working on in terms of the timetable,
Are you
the
able to
period
share?
allocation. So,
Are you able to share it?
I am not, because I just have the draft on paper. I haven't really put it into the Excel form. But the class actually starts from 8 a.m. in the morning. Then so we have a period from 8 to 9:30. Then the next period starts from 10. So about 30 minutes interval, 10 to 11:30. Then there's actually a 1 hour, break or whatever they want to do. So and then the last period of the day starts from 2:30, again 30 minutes interval, 2:30 to 4. So basically that's how the time is allocated. Yeah, so basically that's it.
But so Richard, let me ask this: can we have more than one class going on concurrently?
Yes, in fact, we will have 2 classes going on concurrently.
2 classes going on. So that's
for
8
instance,
subjects
on Monday.
So that's 8 subjects in a day.
Well, okay, for electives. So basically, you have 8 subjects, but less than that, because some of the classes are combined. If you take, for instance, economics, at 2, at 3, business, they all do economics. So in that case, they reduce the number of subjects to around 5 thereabout. But for the core subjects, you have 2 classes that will be. So for instance, on Monday, whilst Mr. Deku is with the Form 2 teaching commerce, I will be with the Form 1 teaching, integrated science chemistry. So just 2 classes happening at the same time.
Okay. I got it. Form 1, Form 2. I got it. Okay. All right. So that's it. Mr. Poku, if your questions are answered, put
but
your
of
hand
course,
down,
boss,
please.
you know what?
Richard, go on. Richard, go on.
Okay, boss. My own is not a question, but some serious suggestion. If this will have to, if this would work and work effectively, and we create show parents that we actually on top of issues, I would suggest that we let each and every one of us, the teachers, hold a session with all of us. So we are the students, and then the teacher at a particular time basically takes all of us through his PowerPoint presentation and everything that, exactly, something like that. So that if there are challenges, this is what you need to do. I think we can set a day like Monday, allocate about 15 minutes for each teacher. The teacher will be the one to
admit us into the class.
Into the class,
exactly.
And then go to the presentation with all of us. Let's see what the challenges are before we hit the road. If not, we may hit the road and bounce back.
All right, guys, what do you guys think? I think it's actually a good idea. What do you guys think? Now, the issue is the reality is for a new technology like this we are trying to employ, the chances that there'll be a lot of hiccups is very high. In the same breath, if we are well prepared, then we are able to mitigate those challenges and ensure that when people come on board, they don't even realize that there were problems. So preparation is key. And I think I want to agree with Richard that maybe it's a good idea we go through some practice section, so that because even on our end, I'll be working with Enamel and Co. We need to work out how we can create breakout rooms to enable us have multiple classes going at the same time. Password issues, and we have to work out all those issues. So it is important that we go through that process. So I agree with Richard on that. Anyways, so any other question? Enamel, did I see your hand?
Yes, please.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I want Richard to take note of few things. With this Zoom software, it drains data, that is one, and it drains battery. So the intervals between the classes, we should look at that, because you might finish one class and then you have to charge your phone or laptop before you can move to a different class, because it really drains battery, and most of the students will be using their phone for this. So you have to look at the intervals between the classes. And then again, this is not, our physical presence is not needed. The students are not with us. So we have to look at the time for the classes as well. Because in the afternoon or mid-morning afternoon, we have a lot of people on the network, which is going to be a problem. So if we can look at early morning and then early evenings, maybe around 7 p.m., 8 p.m. thereabouts, so it will be okay, so that we can have a free flow of whatever you want to deliver. But if we are looking at it in the afternoon, especially during weekdays, that a lot of people are on the network, it's really going to cause a problem too.
Okay, Enamel, let me talk about the your last submission first. Okay, and correct me if I'm wrong. I've been having a lot of Zoom classes and Zoom meetings around 7 o'clock, and have found that time rather to be impossible for classes. And I think the explanation is that many people go to work, they are on office network, okay, which most of them, I mean, and most of them stay away from their personal network in terms of using data and etc. So from 8 o'clock to around 4, I've found the network to be a lot more acceptable. Like today, it's not bad at all. Almost everybody, I can see everybody, I can hear everybody clearly. You know, it's not bad at all. But there were times that we even tried when people are back from home, then they are all in the house, then everybody gets online, WhatsApping, you know, whatever, you know. So I have rather found that time, and again, correct me if the logic, you don't think the logic is right. I think the peak time rather is around the early evening than the middle of the day. There are times that we've tried to have Zoom meetings around 7 and we have to call it off because it's impossible to admit anybody into the meeting. So again, I don't know what your personal experience is on that.
Yeah, there are fluctuations. I agree with you to an extent. There are fluctuations. There are times that the evening meetings, you would think evenings are okay, but hey, you would organize a meeting in the evening and then you will not even get a single person to join. And then there are times that in the afternoon too. But I'm looking in the afternoon because right now, most of the industry, not every industry is organizing some kind of online thing, and it's really a toll on the network companies. So they are now preferring the data, so they give more value or more data to those who really need it, and then the less ones to those who really be doing anything. So we can look at that and then know which one will work for us.
Could we just have a discussion with MTN? Because I know for educational institutions, sometimes they even zero rate your units and all your rates and etc. Could we have a discussion with them and see whether we can get that preference list?
Yeah, that would do. But Vodafone is doing that currently for some of the apps. I would have to check, but Vodafone is doing some currently for some of the apps. So I think we can do that.
Okay. On the issue of the battery, I am hoping that serious parents will actually realize that for you to truly benefit from this program, you need laptop as opposed to a phone, so that most of our students or parents will allow them to use their laptop and etc. But I think your point is well understood. Richard, what do you think about that as far as putting a bit more space in our classes?
Yes, boss. I think that's a very important point he raised. So a class lasts for an hour and a half, and then just after 30 minutes, the next one is starting. There is 1 hour break, and so on and so forth. I think the students will certainly be needing some time to charge their phones. So we may have to look at that. But what that will mean then is that maybe an hour interval between each class instead of the 30 minutes would do. That will send, the periods, or that will send the class to, early evenings or late evenings, early evenings, yeah, or late evenings around 5 p.m., 5:30. I don't think that will be bad at all. Worst case scenario, 6 p.m. Boss, you've muted yourself. Oh.
Thank you, so much.
Okay.
Guys,
okay,
give me a minute, please, I beg. Okay, you go ahead. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. SON. Uh-huh.
Okay, boss. So I've just
sorry guys, I got a call. All right. Yeah, boss. Go ahead, Richard. Yes.
So I've just tried to look at the timing again. So maybe we should look at 8 a.m. to 9:30.
By the way,
Then the
Richard, let
next,
me ask. Do you have the way the timetable is drawn? It doesn't appear that every student will be in class from morning to evening for every session. Is that is that how is that been designed?
every student will be in class
At every
from
time.
morning. Yes, at every time.
Okay.
At every time.
All right.
Because there are electives.
Okay.
And yeah. So you see, if we were having say 100 students in the first year, so that we have sections for the first years, then in that case, not every student will be in class every single class period. But with 54 students, first subject, commerce, every one of them will be in class. Then after that, they break into their various electives, biology, BM, literature, geography. So it covers every student.
I got it.
So I've just looked at that. Yeah, I'll just look at the timing with what Senamil suggested. I'm looking at 8 to 9:30. Then there's an hour break. So the next class starts from 10:30 to 11 to 12.
Okay.
That's also 1.5 hours. That's from 10:30 to 12. Then the next one starts from 1:30 to 3. And then the next one starts from 4 to 5:30.
All right. Somebody wanted to ask a question. iPhone something. Who is that?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, that's me.
When did you even join? I didn't even know you had joined.
You added me.
Okay. You have a question?
Hello.
You
anyway,
you
my
just joined
suggestion
right now,
anyway,
right?
Not right now, but
Okay.
let's say about 50 minutes ago.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have a question?
Yeah. So please, my suggestion, is it possible that we can reduce the contact periods to 3 instead of 4? Looking at the challenges that we are, hello?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Looking at the problems that we are anticipating, can we reduce the contact periods to 3, if possible?
Okay. What I have done so far, I have made it such that, of course, the classes start from Monday to Friday. Saturday and Sundays are not part. Every subject will have 2 contacts with the students. Every subject, apart from the integrated science, that will have just 1 each, and then commerce that have increased to 3 instead of 2. That is what I have done so far. Now, so we have 4 periods a day. Also, if you are suggesting that we reduce the number of periods to 3 a day, what that will mean is that I'll have to, take some of the, contacts will reduce basically. So instead of all electives 2 times a week, some of them may have to be 1, unless we add Saturday, which I don't think we should. So basically, that is it.
Well, I think we should just start with what we have now, the 4. If there are serious challenges that we need to revise, we can always revise it. That would be my suggestion. Okay.
All right, and I think I can still further space out periods a little bit more, so that the class ends somewhere around 6:30, 7 p.m.
in the evening,
so that students have quite a good in the evening.
I don't know. I think we should
So
end
that
at 5:30. Look, my experience in the evenings has not been good. Seriously. Let's end around 5:30.
Okay. All right, yeah, I agree, because I
Mr.
think the
Deku,
students will also need some time to
exactly.
help the parents in their household chores
Thank
and
you
so on and
very
so
much.
forth.
Mr. Deku,
Yeah.
your hand is up.
Yes. You just answered my question. But even with that, I still think the 5:30 is too much. Maybe ending it at 4 may be best, since they have to also do some work at home.
Well, okay, so let me ask this. Enamel's point is great, but are we suggesting that the students will not have their chargers around? Because they could possibly, they could definitely be in class and recharging their phones. Isn't it?
Anyway, so that is very dangerous to put your phone on charge, still use it.
No, not in your ear. Everybody's gonna put their phone down, so it becomes more like a laptop, basically. Because that's how everybody does. If you're gonna be in class, you're gonna have the earpiece in your ear, okay, and the phone is sitting down there in front of you, and you are taking notes. That's how it's supposed to work.
So
Boss.
using the phone, excuse me, so using the phone for a period of time whilst it's on charge, the risks, what do you call it? The problem that you may encounter is not just it being on your ear for a very long time. The phone can explode. So I don't think it's advisable for us to let students put their phones on charge while they are using. Let's say you put the phone on charge for about 4 hours. It's dangerous.
Well, but then again, we are only having a discussion. We have 1 hour in between, right? For lunch, is that correct?
Oh, okay. With what previously 1 hour in between for lunch. But with what Enamel said in the reviewer, I'm just looking at, it is 1 hour in between every subject, and that's all.
Or in between every subject?
Yes.
And that is plenty of time.
Yes.
So maybe let's just leave it there for now. Okay. Let's leave the 1 hour. That's plenty of time for them to charge their phone. We just have to, as we rightly said, it's about communication. So we have to communicate to them the need for them to use the spaces in between to charge their phones, get some food, and get ready for the next class. I'm sure they can probably adjust to that. Okay, Mr. Deku, if you don't have any more questions, please put your hand down. Any other questions, please?
But my question has not been answered.
Oh, your question has not been answered.
Boss, I'm still there. Yes. I said going beyond 4 p.m. is it not too much for us?
You mean is
Kids, because they're working at home.
Boss.
Yeah.
Let me look at the timetable again. Maybe I can.
Can you do the 3 subjects instead of 4?
Yes. We can do the yes a day. In that case, we can still end at 4, but still have good spacing in between the subjects for the students to charge their phones. What that will mean, though, is that some of the periods or some of the subjects will not be up to 2. That's what I see. Will not have 2 contacts.
A week.
Currently, the way it is, every subject a week. Yes. Currently, every subject is 2, apart from core maths, that's 3, and then the integrated science that are 1 each. But if I make it 3 subjects a day and giving good spacing, then some of the subjects will be lacking in that regard. But I don't think it is that bad, because as I understand communicate with the parents, this is not going to be a substitute at all for normal academic work when school reopens. So it's just something to keep them busy at home. And once this pandemic is over and they come back to school, we'll have to redo everything again. And so I don't think it's a problem if we have 3 subjects a day.
Okay. All right. Mr. Deku, you got it right. So we'll get back to you on that. We'll look at it again and get back to you on that one. Okay. All right. Guys, do you have any more questions on this? Or additions or whatever?
Boss, so let me highlight the point I made earlier on. My suggestion is that let's fix a day, say Monday, a day next week,
Okay.
where between now and then, every teacher, prepares a PowerPoint presentation on whatever he intends teaching, and then we then become the students, and the teacher, gets the opportunity. We can use the free version. So the free version that lasts for 40 minutes or so, like you said, the teacher gets the opportunity to admit all of us into the class one after the other, and then take us through, whatever he has to teach, so that we can assess the challenges and make the necessary reviews before we fix a date to actually start the classes with the absolutely
Okay.
important.
When is the president giving address? Is it Saturday or Sunday?
A Sunday, which is the end of May. The following Monday will be the first of June.
Because okay, so I will prefer that by Wednesday, if unless the president has some surprises where everybody's coming back to school in the month of June, which I doubt. Okay. My hope will be that by the 15th or by Wednesday or so, the classes begin. Okay. So will Monday be okay to go through the mop-up as Richard is talking about? Hello, guys. Are we still on? Okay, Mr. Deku is saying yes.
Okay, Mr. Deku is saying.
All right, well, I'm assuming so. One concern though is that right now we had only about 15 or so people who joined the meeting today. Most of our teaching staff could not make it. It is certainly possible that because everything was thrown together on a short notice, it's possible. But they have missed out on exactly what we are trying to do and etc. So we have to find a way to get them on board. Richard, I think you can see everybody who came today, right? I think we have a record of all those who came today. So by your timetable, we need to figure out the teachers who did not show up today, who we need to participate in this program. Okay, and then find a way to get them. So if we all agree, then Monday we are gonna have to find a way to go through some mop-up. Monday, what that means is that you cannot only use a link, you have to actually download Zoom on your phone or on the laptop, preferably on the laptop as we talked about, so that you use that for this purpose, to control a meeting. We can walk you through the process of how that ought to be done. And before the meeting starts, both Richard and Enamel, I'm sure, will be ready to troubleshoot whatever challenges you may have with you over the phone. So I think that's basically it. There are two things that we are waiting for. We are waiting for the address by the president on Sunday. Then after that address, it will give us a concrete direction as to whether we are holding these classes for Form 1, Form 2, Form 3s, or we are only doing Form 1 and 2s. So Sunday will become very important. We'll put a message on your platforms on Sunday evening after the president's address. Parents have not been very committed to parents in terms of giving them final answers because of this. I want to hear what the president has to say first. So we'll then immediately move all parents who are interested, who have shown interest, into a different platform. And then we'll begin serious discussions with them as to the way forward. I've asked them to do some preparations already, like open up Zoom themselves. I'm hoping to have a session like this with all the parents also before the classes actually start. So there are a lot of stuff that we're gonna have to do in the meantime to make that happen. But what you can do is to make sure that your PowerPoints are ready. You are well prepared professionally to deliver your lessons. Then Monday, we'll put the actual information on the page and some form of timetable, right, Richard? I guess you're gonna need some form of timetable as to who goes first and etc. So maybe prepare something short like that for the teachers as to which teacher goes first for their 5-10 minutes of hosting us, and then we can take it from there. All right, I'm done. If anybody has any addition, subtraction, any question, please ask. Thank you. Hello, can you all still hear me?
Yes, boss.
Okay. Do we have any more questions?
All right.
Yeah, I have one.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, I want to know how to admit and all those, like what we are saying, put your materials on it. Is somebody going to take us through all those things? Because not all of us will know how to upload your PowerPoint on this.
All right, Cletus.
And also even admitting
actually
the student into your class and all those. Yeah.
All right, so just hold on a second, please. Okay, Cletus, can you hear me? Cletus, can you hear me? Okay, what I have done is to make Cletus the host of this meeting. So immediately, when you look, and I cannot hear, I don't know why, immediately when you look at the bottom of your screen, you can see a new button has appeared called Share Screen. I don't know whether you saw that.
I see admit.
You see
and
admit, right?
Yeah, I see admit and it's gone even.
Do you see participants? Participants.
No.
At the bottom there, you see participants.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
So click on the participants.
I've done.
When you click on the participants, 2 things to show. If there's anybody at the gate who needs to be admitted, okay? I think Okulu has been trying to enter for a long time. I don't know whether he's still showing there, or even Osofo has also been trying iPhone something. You just click on the admit button, it admits them into the room. Is that okay?
When I click the participants, I see, yes, all these people.
All the people who are in the meeting, you see their list,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
So at the top of that, do you see anybody who is waiting to be admitted?
No.
Okay, it means there's nobody who is waiting to be admitted. If somebody comes wanting to be admitted, you see their name at the top and a small button on the side that says admit. That is how you admit the person into the room. Okay. The share, you see the green share button at the bottom?
Yeah, it's there, green.
When you click on that, the document you have on your desktop, you can upload it and share as soon as you click on it. I cannot do it because it says the host has disabled. You know, your desktop can be shared. Are you using your phone or your
I'm
tablet?
using my laptop. My laptop.
Your laptop. So
Yes.
when you click on it, you can go to a file and share that file. We can all see from there. So that's basically how it works.
And I see share computer solution.
So maybe what we do is that Monday, Enamel, are you there? So Monday.
Yes, I am.
Yes, maybe what we do Monday, will you spend a few minutes and actually walk through the process? Okay. Give everybody a small tutorial, because by then, certainly for this thing to work, we have to expand the package that we currently have to host about 8 classes at the same time, or eight classes to have about 8 hosts. So we'll create passwords that we can share with our staff, so that if it's your turn, you use the same password to connect. So by Monday, we'll have all those password issues ready to share with you. But basically, it's as simple as that. Once you are the one who is admitting people into the class, it gives you the power to do the admission. You set up the meeting time. Okay, you schedule the meeting on the Zoom app, and then when you schedule the meeting, you join. Later on, you join that meeting. When you join the meeting, then the same ID that you used to join the meeting, since you set up the meeting, it will automatically make you the host of the meeting. And then you can then admit people into the meeting. As soon as somebody comes in, something will pop up on your window telling you somebody has come in. You also see a chat. All of you see a chat on the right side of the participant. That chat on the right side allows you to type something. Okay, so whatever, if you want to send a general information while you are doing your discussion, you can type something on the chat window and everybody can see that information. There are stuff that, you like to put a sidebar. Sometimes you can even upload a file, okay, from your computer for people to pick. You can upload it to the chat window. So those are some of the things that you can do with this. Let me see. I've actually not tried. Okay, so let me see if I can. I don't know whether I can share a whole file. Yeah, basically it allows you to share a whole file. Let's see. Now, as I do this, I would like Enamel to give us a small presentation on how we can get someone to the Google platform for those of us who are not using don't have the experience with the Google platform. As you see, I've shared the presentation I'm doing right now. It's shared, so I'm sure from here members can pick it. So you can go ahead and pick it, and then use it as your template for whatever presentation you're gonna be doing. But Enamel, can you maybe just give us a short? We need to get out of here. A short brief about how to get signed on to the Google platform.
Okay, all right. With the Google Classroom, those on Android can go to Play Store and then just type Google Classroom, or even typing Google alone will bring out the classroom, and then you hit on it, you will install, and then you take it from there. Those on iPhone to App Store you can get it from there. So once the app is installed, you would require an email to sign in. So those who already have emails, the app automatically picks that email. But if you don't have it, then you have to register Google Mail and then sign in using that one. So when you sign in, you then be asked whether you are entering the class as an instructor or as a student. You choose the instructor section, then you have the ability to type the course name, describe the course if you want. All these things are optional. Describe the course name, and then everything. And Google will generate a code for you. The code that Google will generate for you is the one the student would use in joining your class. I think basically that is that. But after everything, it's straightforward and it's very simple. You can add assignments. The assignment which needs to be graded over 10, you can set that to over 10. The one that needs to be graded over 50, you can set that to over 50. You can then send private messages to students who are not doing well so that their colleagues wouldn't see. And then you can send a general message to the entire student for everybody to see as well. It has cool features. And then once you create an email, you have access to Google Drive, which is very important in Google Classroom. So you can upload some files to Google Drive, and then you share the links to the students. The students will just have to hit the link, then download whatever files you have in your drive, and then take it from there. It works with PowerPoint, it works with Word document, it works with PDF. So any file you have, you can quickly and easily put it there, and the students will take it from there. Videos too as well. So yeah, basically, this is something about Google Classroom.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So obviously, I think we are all tech savvy enough to at least get it installed. So let's first of all get installation done, and then on Monday we can expand on that also. Cletus, please click on my name. Cletus, click on my name. When you click on my name, you see more. Okay.
Yeah, I see more. Yes.
When you see more, click on the more. You see, make him the host or make host of this meeting or something like that.
Make host.
Yes.
I should click on it.
Yes, please transfer the host back to me. It is mine.
Do you want to change the host of?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much. All right. So I'm back as the host. So basically that's the process. So, but again, between today and Monday, Richard and I and NML will have quite a bit of discussions to get ourselves organized for Monday. So please, let's get the rest on board. If we don't have everybody on board, it's going to make it very difficult to run these classes. Let's get the rest on board. Let's get prepared, and let's take it from there. All right. Mr. Deku, do you have another question? Mr. Deku, I see your hand up. Do you have a question? No, it's Opoku Andrew rather. Sorry, Opoku.
Yes, it's Opoku.
Yeah, Opoku. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not a question. It's an addition to what Sir NMO said about the Google Classroom. Unlike Zoom, where you have to admit the students, this one Google Classroom, once the student enters with the password, you don't have to admit him again or head. The person will just join automatically. That's what I want to add.
Say that again, please. I lost track.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that unlike the Zoom, where we have to admit the students, this Google Classroom, once a student enters with a password
that you have given him,
the person will just join.
Class code.
Yeah, the person will just join automatically.
Well,
you don't have to go and admit him again.
Okay, so guys, this is Inamel. I think you should explore. I think we should explore Google Classroom quite a bit. I have a funny feeling there may be a way for us to even change that setting so that we are the people, even if you have our password, we are the people who can admit you into the class. What we don't want to do is you send a password out there, they share it with your friends who have not paid, and then they all join. Then what do? So the advantage of Zoom is that even as I send you the password or the meeting ID, I still have to physically admit you, and we'll let all our students change their devices to say their name. Like all those whose device is showing iPhone or showing Infinix or whatever it is, they can change their name, that name into their actual name. So anyone who you admit, you have to make sure he's on your list as a member of this class. Okay, so please explore that for me. And I'm very sure that there's a way that we can limit it so that only those who we are admitting, because even with Zoom, there's a setting where anyone who has the password can automatically join. Okay, but in this case, we have done the setting so that even if you have the password, I have to physically let you into the meeting. So I think we'll change it like that so that we are only attending to those who have paid for the meeting. Andy, are you okay?
Yes, but I'm fine.
Okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I see another hand. Richard.
Yeah, boss, it's not a question, but earlier on you said you are trying to get a package that will be able to host 8 classes at a time. I don't think you have to go that much. Looking at the timetable, right? The maximum five will be enough, because some of the classes, some of the subjects will be combined, so you don't have to go all the way to 8. The maximum number of classes you can have happen at a time.
Mm-hmm. No, but even if I understand you correctly, the maximum classes we are going to have at the time is like 2, right? At the same time, it's not only 2.
No, that is, boss. I think I may even be wrong. You may even have to go beyond the the 8 you spoke about, because we are Form 1 and Form 2.
Mm-hmm.
If it is core subjects, you have just 2 classes happening at a time. Form 1, 1, Form 2, 1. But if it is an elective subject, the maximum you can have happening for, say, Form 1 is 5. And so if you have an elective happening in Form 1 corresponding to another set of electives happening in Form 2, then it means you have a maximum of 10 classes that needs to be happening at a particular time. I don't know if you understand me.
I do. Okay, so I think we need to because these packages start getting very, 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 very expensive the more the host you add in.
Okay, but in any case, can't we change host so that if the package is bought and I am a host at a particular time, once I'm done with my class, someone else use that opportunity and host the class?
Oh yes, that is possible, but that's what I'm trying to figure out. How many can we do at the same time? So say the timetable calls for 8 at the same time. Then you need to have a package that has 8 hosts, right?
Okay.
The
timetable, how it is currently, boss, unless I'm able to work on, I think I can do that, so that if you have 5 set of electives happening in Form 2 class, you have core subjects happening in Form 1.
Exactly.
In that case, you may need a maximum of just 6 hosts at a particular time.
I think that will make sense for the package I want to get. So because the 8 hosts is what I'm looking to do.
Okay, then the 8 will be fine.
All right. Enamel, I see your hand again.
Yes, I just want to add to this host thing. What I'm thinking is that those with smaller numbers, like my class, for instance, can go with the default version of.
Can go with what?
The default version of Zoom. just to save some money.
Well, yeah, it's fine. The only challenge with the default version is that it only allows for 40 minutes or so, and therefore you're gonna have to be reconnecting every single time, and that is a challenge in that one. And sometimes the difficulty in people connecting. So you understand? That's the only challenge. So
yeah, because of the problems.
exactly. So let's explore this option today through Sunday and see. If we have to go that direction, we'll see what we can do.
Okay.
Okay. Richard, you have the last word. We need to get out of here. I need to get out of here. So Richard, you have the last word.
Yes. Yes, I see you are recording this session. So I just want you to share it on the platform so that we can all download it and watch again.
I will try.
Thank you, sir.
Because I did it at the spur of a moment, so I have to figure out where it's even recording out and all that. But yeah, I'll try to get it for you.
Okay.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I'm truly grateful. God willing, we can make this thing work for all of us. Is Reverend still on? I guess not. We lost some people along the way. iPhone. Oh, iPhone is still on. Osafo. Osafo Bakupe. Osafo is on and he himself has gone to go eat some fufu.
Hello, hello.
Osafo, give us a closing prayer, please.
Heavenly Lord, we thank you once again. We give you glory and adoration. We thank you for being the head of our meeting. We have deliberated on so many things. We pray, God Almighty, that you may guide our mind so that we'll be able to implement them or to give glory and honor and adoration to your name. We commit everybody into your hands, that Lord, may you give us the spirit to commit to this work and let us do it to your glory. All students are in your hands. When it's time for us to start classes, may you give us other understanding and ways and means that we're able to handle these classes effectively. We bless you. We give you glory. Continue to protect us and guide all of us. And bless all of us till we meet again. Your name be glorified. In Jesus' name we pray with thanksgiving. Amen.
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 Thank you all. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk later. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.